What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? Double salute. As always, it's your boy Fluence Boxing back with some boxing news, man. You already know what time it is. Look, you already know what we're talking about, man. It's the topic that needs to be addressed when it comes to the boxing community, man. Adrien Broner withdrawing from the Figueroa fight that was supposed to be this weekend. You know what I'm saying? He said it was due to mental health issues. We got other people saying it had nothing to do with that. He just was undisciplined. He wasn't going to make weight. He felt like he was underprepared. Man, we even have other people even saying, like, look, Broner was never taking this joint seriously. This was all part of the plan. And by the way, it's proven that it's all part of the plan because Figueroa already just so happens to have a backup ready, prepared, and good to go for this Saturday. Yes, if you don't know, Figueroa still will be fighting this Saturday. The backup has been announced. It's official. I'm not going to say it this video because I got a video for y'all to announce the actual fighter that is replacing Broner. But with that being said, let's go ahead and address some of these claims when it comes to Broner. And one of the claims is also being supported by his opponent or the potential opponent that he was supposed to have before withdrawing from the fact, Omar Figueroa Jr. Now, what is he saying? Y'all can see it right here. Y'all can see it right below. Figueroa to Broner coming from BoxingScene.com. Don't use mental health as an excuse. Now, you've been undisciplined, not taking camp seriously. So before we get into this thing, I got to ask y'all, who do y'all agree with? Do you think Adrien Broner really needed to go ahead and say, hey, I can't do this fight due to mental health reasons? Do you believe Adrien Broner? Or are you more on the Omar Figueroa Jr. side where he's saying, hey, man, mental health has nothing to do with this. If it was, you would have been said something about it. You were just undisciplined. You weren't taking the camp seriously. You're not in shape, and you're not prepared for this fight. Who do you agree with? Which side are you leaning toward more? Let me know. Drop it below in the comments. But we're going to get into the nitty gritty of this particular video because I'm very interested to see the word for word that Omar Figueroa had. But guys, by the way, remember, Omar Figueroa has also declared, but before this, you know what I'm saying, that he had been diagnosed with mental health issues, and it's something that he's had to overcome in his career. So that's something that's been, made public by Omar Figueroa before this fight. So I can right off the bat understand his stance on why he's questioning Broner, because he's like, look, I've made it public that I have mental health issues. I've told you I've been diagnosed with it. For you to come out of nowhere and say this is the reason why you're pulling out, how much can I, why should I have any sympathy for you, empathy for you? Why should I believe this? You know what I'm saying? Because you never spoke about this before as far as a public matter. You never specifically said mental health issues is something I'm dealing with. A lot of times you just tried to make it seem as if, you know what I'm saying, everybody else was crazy or tripping on how they, viewed you and looked at you. So I get it. I get it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I understand Omar Figueroa's side, but let me know what you guys think about this particularly. We're going to get into this the nitty gritty of this article. We're going to read exactly what he had to say because I'm very interested to see his specific quote. Before we read this thing, go ahead, hit that like button below. Subscribe to the channel, man. Road to 5K. Let's do this. Show your boys some love. A lot of y'all watching this joint. Y'all not subscribed to the channel. Don't make no sense to me. So please subscribe to the channel. Show your boy love. 5K. You feel me? Before the end of the year. But even if it's not before the end of the year, man, 5K at the end of the day. Let's get it. Comment on this joint. Give me an algorithm notification game because you already know, man, I be dropping clips. I be dropping all types of shit. Fluence Lounge, Fluence Fridays, everything, man. We got music coming soon, man. So make sure y'all got the notification game so you're enjoying all the content we dropping. Now, with that being said, it's coming from BoxingScene.com. Omar Figueroa Jr. has some things to say when it comes to Broner withdrawing from their potential bout this Saturday with literally 6 to 5 days ago. Let's go. The pre-dawn admission of mental health issues preventing Adrien Broner from moving forward with his next fight has garnered sympathy from many in the industry. Not included among that list is the opponent he left behind in the process. Omar Figueroa was not in forgiving mood upon learning that he was no longer facing Broner atop this Saturday Showtime quadruple header. As previously reported by BoxingScene.com, Broner cited a mental health check as his reason to not proceed with the battle of unbeaten former titleist this Saturday. The reveal came days after Figueroa admitted during an open media workout. So this was actually recently admitted by Figueroa. I didn't know how long ago, or whatever the case may be, but it was very recent. During an open media workout to have been recently diagnosed with a mental health disorder. The former lightweight titleist continues to fight through it and has openly questioned why Broner can't do the same, or if it's even the real reason he's not fighting this weekend. As we all know, my fight against that mother Broner is off. Figueroa stated in his own Instagram post. Now, I don't mind because this is something we expected. So we have plans in motion to mitigate most of the aftermath. What really pisses me off is that now this mother wants to use mental health as an excuse That I have a problem with, because that BS, you don't get to cry. Mental health now, now you can see he felt very strongly about this, because he's throwing MF all over the place. And you guys know, man, especially since the last couple of years, since 2-3 years, mental health has become something that's been very prominent, just in mainstream media. It doesn't even matter the sport. So it's very taboo, or it's not popular. Even if Figueroa himself came out and said that he had mental health problems himself, it's definitely not popular to get on somebody else who said they have mental health problems and basically question it, say it's not a real reason to use an excuse, or to use this now when you never used it before, saying he's faking it. That's not popular in the day and age. I'm not saying I agree with him or I don't disagree with him. I think, you should be able to freely speak your mind. We're talking about the sport of boxing. Niggas be boxing each other, hitting each other in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like Adrien Broner said, people die in that motherfucking ring. So I think you have every right to say whatever you want, especially when you expected something to happen, or you're expecting a certain fight to take place, make a certain amount of money, have a certain amount of eyes. And then also your team, the entirety of the time, having this thought in the back of their head that, like, this motherfucker probably gonna pull out. He probably gonna pull out. And then for it to happen, I understand the knee-jerk reaction. I do. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that's, that I agree with him, but I understand the knee-jerk reaction. Not saying you don't suffer from mental health issues, as we all can tell you do. Just don't use it as an excuse now. I should have read it all the way through, because this actually negates a lot of my points. After you've been undisciplined and not taking this fight training camp seriously. So I love Adrien Broner, but I understand where Figueroa is coming from. He's basically saying, why use mental health as a problem a week before the fight? But we all figured you have mental health problems. We've all figured you've been struggling with mental health problems. But why are you using it as an excuse now? Shouldn't you have used it as an excuse for not taking the fight? Shouldn't you have said something before this fight even happened, or in the beginning of the stages, being like, yo, I'm dealing with a lot of mental health issues. Y'all bear with me, but I'm training my ass off. Like, acknowledge it then. Don't use it now as a factor of, well, hey, I can't make the fight, so now I'm going to tell you guys that I have mental health issues. I understand where Figueroa is coming from, especially from a guy himself who admitted that he's dealing with mental health issues, got diagnosed with it, and he's fighting through it. I can understand how he feels the way that he feels. Now, it does say the replacement. I'm not going to get in that, because I'm going to make another video on that, but I want to go into the rest of what he says. He says, if it really is mental health, please show us the proof that you went and sought professional help. Demanded Figueroa. You love to post all your shit on social media. Why not let us in on your mental health recovery? You don't get to undermine mine and countless others' journey and struggles with mental health because of your undisciplined, childish, dumb ass. So, yo, man, Omar Figueroa, he didn't hold back his words at all. I'm not going to say whether I agree with him, whether I disagree with him, because I don't know AB's situation, but I will say I empathize with him and I understand where he's coming from, because as someone who's dealing with mental health issues himself, has made it public and made it known and not using it as an excuse, to have someone like AB, who we all know struggles with mental health. We all know that that's publicly made, but he's never publicly announced it, to now use it as a reason why he's backing out. I can understand his frustration. I can also see from the other aspect of, hey, there's a reason why AB has not blamed anything on mental health this entire time. Maybe he doesn't realize that's the case. Maybe he never wanted to acknowledge it. Maybe he never wanted to accept it. And this was his first time finally saying, yo, I thought I thought for me to get better, I thought all I needed for me to get my head back in the game was to be disciplined for boxing, tell myself I'm going to be a title contender and do the necessary things to do that, fall back in love with the sport, and I'm going to be okay again. Me personally, my what I were to guess when it comes to AB is he went through that training camp. He trained his ass off, and he's a week before the fight and he feels incomplete. He probably's like, man, this shit didn't do nothing. Like, I still feel the same exact way. Yeah, I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. But mentally, where my head is at, it didn't do it for me. I thought a training camp was going to get me back on track, and it didn't. That's what I personally feel. I think he was banking all his cards on a training camp. He was probably feeling away, dealing with something beforehand. He thought, let me get back to boxing, the sport I love. Maybe that's what I'm missing. And, now he's a week before the fight and he found out that's not what he's missing. And he's still trying to search that. That's what I think personally it is. But let me know what you guys think, BlakGooseTV family. Drop it below in the comments. Of course, subscribe to the channel while you're doing that. Road to 5K. You already know what it is, man. Notification gang. But for real, what do you guys think about this? You guys on Figueroa's side saying, hey, don't use mental health as an excuse now. You just was undisciplined. Or, can you understand where Broner is coming from? Where there's a possibility he was disciplined. He did everything he was supposed to do. And a week before the fight, he was like, damn, I'm still in the same headspace I was before this training camp, and that's not good. So let me know what you guys think, man. As always, man, your boy Fluence in the building. I'm always gonna come back with that Fluence boxing news, man, on the Orange Sports nigga side of the game. I'll be back with more boxing. Stay blessed, not stressed, nothing but love, man. Let me know what y'all think about the video. As always,